all that time, and you just barely told me, or I just barely saw it. I have been talking up a storm. I've been telling you guys all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's so much information that I couldn't even possibly repeat it all in a minute and a half before qualifying. But hey, let me give it a shot. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Bigg Wizurd TV, Procraft Formula 1 Racing. We are at Suzuka. Yeah, I just fixed that. I think I just fixed it. If I didn't, then I'm an idiot. Let me see. Yeah, I found it eventually. Thanks, Brandon, for letting me know. I mean, I had all kinds of information out there. We're gonna have to start this thing all over again, because I can't live. I can't do it. Here's our Formula One car tonight. This is the W12 2021 Formula One car from Mercedes. This is what everybody's driving tonight. These things are one of the fastest and baddest machines on the planet. They are true to life. This simulator replica of this car is pretty true to life. The cars are extremely fast. They have tons of grip. They drive wonderfully, but they are very hard to handle. They are so fast. The braking and acceleration is so quick. You really have to get your timing on it. But that's the car. Then we have the track. We're here at Suzuka. Suzuka in Japan is the Formula One racetrack. They were just there, or they're coming up there this weekend. So the real Formula One is following what we're doing here. We've got iRacing calls it 17 turns. Formula One, I believe, calls it 18 turns. So there's a little discrepancy there. However, it's still the same racetrack. They just don't have the same number of turns listed, even though the same number of turns are actually there. But this is our racetrack tonight. We're going to be at 18 corners, 17 for us here on iRacing. We have one DRS zone down the front straight. We have the S's. We have the hairpin. Quite exciting racetrack. It's proven to have very, very strong race action on the racetrack. This one should be a lot of fun. So 3.6 miles around, about a minute and a half on the quick laps, which we should be seeing now. It is qualifying, and we are getting started. So we'll get back to the track here in just a moment. But that's our racetrack. Let's talk a quick moment about tire compounds. We have 3 tire compounds tonight, which they always do. That's not new. We have the soft, the medium, and the hard. The soft tires are going to be your quickest and wear out the quickest. The soft tires are running about 0.6 of a second quicker than the medium tire. The medium tire is a little more durable. It's going to last a little longer, but not quite as quick as the soft. So as you see on the score chart, on the standings chart, we have the tire compounds actually listed on next to the driver name, so you can see what tire compound they're running. And most drivers are on the soft tires as they come out of the pit lane and get their lap in. They're a couple laps. They got 15 minutes to get the best lap possible. So they're going to run a little bit of strategy to get that. But the soft compound tire is about 0.6 of a second quicker than the medium, and then the medium is about 0.5 second faster than the hard tire. The hard tire is the white sidewall tire, the medium is the yellow sidewall tire, and then the red is the soft tire. There's quite a strategy to getting your fastest qualifying lap, and these guys are good at it. What they have to do is they have to go charge up their battery. They have a battery in the car to give them extra boost. So they charge up the battery and they run their lap with what they call the MGKU, or the battery system, turned on full. So it's cranked up all the way. They put as little fuel in it as they can, so it's as light as possible. It has the most battery charge as possible. And they're going to go around and do the fastest lap they can, trying to get every corner perfect on a fresh set of tires. They have 15 minutes, and it only takes a minute and a half to do a lap. So they get some time to back it up. After they get done, they go back to the pits. They can put a fresh set of tires on. They can put the fuel back in at the right level. They can juice up the battery again, do their warm-up lap, and go. So that's what they're trying to do. Now the trick is there's 16 guys out there, and as you see, sometimes they pile up a little bit. Now there's your auto fix damage right there. But if you're on your hot lap and you run into another car like that, you've kind of wiped out your lap. You've used up your battery. You got to recharge your battery. You've kind of used up your tires a little bit, and you may not have enough fuel to do another lap. Any incident, anything that happens while you're on the racetrack that takes you off the track in any way during your qualifying will negate that lap, so you don't get that lap. So you have to kind of start it over. So that's the trick. The trick is to have the perfect lap during qualifying. So let's see what a perfect lap looks like, or at least see what a lap looks like. We'll grab a car, we'll jump in the cockpit, and we'll drive around. How's that? Let's see, this is one of my favorite views, the roll bar view. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shrink Logicam. Bye! I'm fading! I'm melting! Hopefully that'll get you seeing a little bit better on the screen. I also don't know how big that overlay is for standards. It's huge. Let's take top speed off of it, even though that is cool. Of course, I have to find it. And then you can move it over just a hair. Give us a little more view. You can make the names a little smaller. A lot of names out there. We got 18 drivers on, or 16 drivers on track. Okay. Scale. Okay. That should help a little bit. A little bit better view of the racetrack. Okay, let's find a car. Let's find somebody that's about to start a lap. Let's go with Christian and see if he's on. Oh, he looks like he's on a hot one. Christian Bishop putting down a lap right now, just coming across the start-finish line. Once he finishes this lap, he'll drop off the speed. I don't think he'll do another one that fast. Yeah, there he goes, 127.7. Let's see if we can follow Bob around. Oh, what happened to Bob? Bob, where you at, Bob? Across the line. Oh, that was Bob's lap, 128.3, so he's going to slow down. We need to find somebody that's starting a lap, not finishing a lap. Bob might be going again. We'll see. There he goes. He went around the turn 1-2 complex. Now he's going through the S's, through 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And he has caught up with Todd Schwartz, looks like. Be as quick as Bob, so he might be slowing him down here. Not really impeding. Todd's trying to do his best on his lap. You can watch the action here as we watch Bob go through turn 11, the hairpin. Parts here. This is the fast section. Now he's going to go through the spoon here and down to the bottom. Put the back straight. And this is your fastest part of the racetrack. Right here. This is where we get the top speed mark. Finishing up the lap. We'll see how he does. We have just gone around, he went in the pits. We've just gone around a lap at Suzuka. All right. Well, again, thanks everybody for joining me tonight on the stream. Appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for the heads up that I was talking for a half hour without talking. That's always helpful. So, we live, we make mistakes, we carry on, and we run into the wall. That was quite dramatic for Mando Huddleston, and we can see his car repaired, but he may be going back to the pit lane. Christian Bishop so far on the provisional pole. We do have 7.5 minutes. We're halfway through qualifying. 7.5 minutes left on the clock. And Christian Bishop with the 127.7. Chris Springer, Adam Novotny just drops in a 127.8. Wow, that's less than a tenth of a second between the two on the top so far. Chris Springer 2/10 back. Bob Wallace and Brandon Dooley 6/10 back. Vincent Tramontana, Kelly Bishop, Steve. That wasn't very fair. I was looking at Steve's car and then he moved. Steve Banting, Chris Tramontana, and Skylar Vickery in the top 10. Todd Schwartz, Theo Bishop also with lap times. A couple seconds off the pace. They still have some time. We'll get these laps in and finished. 6.5 minutes left in the qualifying session. Let's see, I was talking about teams. I did a full team intro and you guys didn't hear it because, you know, I'm an idiot. So the teams tonight, let's go through the teams we have here in the Procraft Formula One series. We have Space Sheep Racing, that's Christian Bishop and Kelly Bishop. Both of these guys are out on track tonight. Christian in the familiar 26 purple car and Kelly in the 69 similar paint, number 69. Red Bull Racing, that is Josh Lowe and Will Edwards. Josh Lowe sporting the team colors tonight. Will Edwards not on the track, so Josh Lowe in the blue and red of Red Bull Racing. Alfa Romeo, Yanni Butler, Chris Tartamella on track tonight. Now Yanni hasn't made it, but Chris is out on track representing the team colors, red and white. And Harry Lama Racing, Brandon Dooley, last week's winner and the stat man who told me that I wasn't talking on the air. Thank you very much, Brandon. In the 14. And similar paint for Chris Springer in the 56. Both cars identically painted. Very hard to tell the difference. I'm sure there's something on there that's different. Right now it's the lap time. Brandon ahead, but only just 5 thousandths of a second ahead of Chris. Christian still on the point, now with a 127.1. Adam Novotny in the second spot with a 127.8. Brandon Dooley, then Chris Springer, Josh Lowe, Landon Paternos, Steve Banting, Bob Wallace, Vincent Tramontana, Kelly Bishop. Those are your top 10 so far in the order. We've got less than 5 minutes to go in the qualifying session. We'll continue on with the teams. Rust Belt Racing is Morgan Teggy, Adam Novotny. Those guys were up in the top of practice. I don't see Morgan's lap time. Morgan in the 88. He is out on the racetrack right now. We'll see if he can lock down a time. Adam up in P2. He started on the pole last week at Fuji, but Adam has a couple tenths to go. Although there he goes. He goes by the stripe and just puts in a 126.9, 2 tenths better than Christian Bishop. Adam is quick. Morgan is equally quick. The two guys are extremely fast. We'll see if this is Morgan's warm-up or his actual lap. And it looks like it's his warm-up, as he does not have a time yet. You can see the wing close there on the end of the front straightaway as he exited the DRS zone and entered into turn 1. Very treacherous turn 1 tonight. As you go down, you're finishing up the DRS zone and you're going down into turn 1, and without that wing down, there's no grip. And you can lose grip, spin the car around as you enter turn 1 down into the somewhat of a hairpin at turn 2. One of the slower corners of the racetrack. Turn 1 is not, so if you don't have your wing closed, you're not going to hold on. So it closes right before that corner, and it's very tricky in qualifying to get your best lap. During the race, you will have DRS only if you're within 1 second of an opponent driving. And it has to be at the stripe. There's a little stripe. You can see it as you approach the start-finish line. That has the timer. If you're within 1 second of the driver in front of you at that stripe, that is where it indicates whether or not you can get DRS. Which Morgan just went over, but since he's on a qualifying lap, he gets DRS anyway. And there he goes, Morgan to the top with a 126.8. You saw it right here live on Bigg Wizurd TV. The top spot stolen away by Morgan Teggy. 2 minutes to go in qualifying. 2 minutes. That's enough time to get your car out there and get a lap in. But that's about it. It's going to take you about 2 minutes to get the warm-up lap, and you've only got 1:40 left. So if they're not out there now, they're not going to make it. So the guys that are on track, once they cross the line, the last lap will count. And they'll be able to finish that lap. So quite a run for Morgan. Nice job. Adam Novotny, Brandon Dooley right there within 1/10. Just a tenth away for Adam. And then another tenth for Brandon. Very, very close. Very, very close. They can go in and fill up, get the tire, change tires. You can get more fuel. You can do whatever you want during qualifying, but you can only do it while you're, you set up the car, you go. And then you can come back and try it again. But you do need to go all the way around, do your warm-up lap, and then do your lap. So we're coming down to 45 seconds to go. Let's see. Theo will not. He did cross the line, but he's off track, so that's going to give him a 1x. Any off track at all will negate your lap time, so that's his last possible lap, so he'll be done. Brandon and the 21 car, Vincent Tramontano, they're coming in to finish their lap, 65. That's Andrew Huddleston just came through to get his lap. Kelly Bishop just completed his last lap. Did move up a little bit into 11th spot with the 69 car. The 18 still finishing up. That's Josh Lowe. He has a chance to improve and does not improve. So that's it for qualifying. That's all there is. That's all she wrote. It's over. Congrats to Morgan Teggy on the pole with his teammate Adam Novotny. Those guys from Rust Belt Racing have the front row lockout. We've got another couple minutes to go to let them finish up their laps and get back to the pit lane. But that is it. I wanted to keep going through the field. Theo Bishop, Andrew Huddleston, our team Scudiera Picor Spaziali. Those guys, we need to figure out how to say that. I'll have to ask them sometime. They're running in a similar logo to Space Sheep Racing Team. Maybe that's Space Sheep in some other language. I don't think so, because Scudiera is Italian racing, so it's Ferrari. Eric Heater Motorsports, Luke Peters there with Eric Heater. Luke has one of the victories and a pole position so far this season. Eagle Race Team, Vincent Tramontano and his friend Phil. I don't have the last name of Phil, so we need to figure that one out. Maybe I can find it out here somewhere, and I can actually say his name right, but he's not on track tonight, which is why I can't figure out what it is. So don't blame me, please, for that one. It's not me. It's not me. That is. What are the chances that he'd actually be out here? Phil Blackburn. There you go. There it is, Phil Blackburn. Hey, at least I didn't mess it all up like I was trying to earlier. That was terrible. I'm glad you guys didn't hear that. The sound was off. Team VR Fosse. That is Landon Paternos, Jason Chess, Landon sporting the colors tonight and representing the team as the cars are lining up on the front grid. We have got them behind a pace car? Not on the front grid. Looks like we're doing something a little different tonight. We have normally running standing starts, and tonight we're going to run a rolling start. So we'll see how that works out. Zero Fox. That is Skylar Vickroy and Bob Wallace, both on track tonight, supporting their team. And Daewoo Racing Development, Steve Banting is out here on track. They've gone plaid. Todd Schwartz is running the colors there tonight with Sean Williams off. And then, of course, I missed the last one. That was Daewoo Racing Development. Steve Banting on track. Ed Smith did not make the cut, did not make the circuit tonight. Team Audi Davidson, Tim Barnhart, Mark Mickelson also have not made the race. So we're going to roll tonight with the Porsche safety car in the front. The top two drivers, Morgan Teggy and Adam Novotny, are going to lead them down to the start. We're just going to do a really short, abbreviated start warm-up, and not really warm-up, but parade lap, I guess you could call it. And then we are going to be off to the races. So, with the cars side by side, if there was a difference in the two paint jobs, sometimes you can see it. There is a slight variation there between the two top cars as we watch this start. It's going to be interesting, and away they go. Green, green, green. There it goes. They are off and running here at Suzuka. The track is green. The leaders are down into turn one. Side by side go the teammates. Morgan Teggy takes the point. With Adam Novotny in chase, with Christian Bishop in third, and he is going to be followed by Brandon Dooley. Then Josh Lowe, Chris Springer is your order as they get going around. The 88 here of Morgan Teggy out in the front. Josh Lowe making a pass for the fourth spot, just getting ahead of Brandon there. We could probably watch that back. Let's see if we can catch that. Hopefully not too much is going on. As Josh comes around and outside there of turn 7, breaking into turn 8, cuts over the curb and gets in front of Brandon Dooley. Let's go back to the live racing action. As Christian, top 3 still the same. Morgan Teggy, Adam Novotny, Christian Bishop. Christian is fighting there for P2. He was right on the back bumper of Adam Novotny as they were coming around the chicane, and continues in that same spot. So now our scoring goes to the correct order. Morgan Teggy, Adam Novotny, Christian Bishop, Josh Lowe, Brandon Dooley, Chris Springer, Landon Paternos, Steve Band, and Kelly Bishop are your top 9. Christian on the soft tires as he did last week, starting on the softs, and we'll have to see if he switches over to either mediums or hards as the race goes on. Morgan out front already by a second over his teammate Adam Novotny, and those guys are on the medium tires. Starting on the mediums, they're probably hoping they will get about 2/3 distance tonight so they can switch those over, and just can't win with this Logitech here. The Logitech camera is just, it's gonna fight. It's gotta fight. So Christian Bishop, Josh Lowe, both on the softs. Brandon Dooley, as he did last week, on the mediums as the start of the race. We'll see if he can capitalize again. But he did not have the start he had last week. I think that could be due to these rolling starts today. Last week, Adam Novotny missed the standing start and allowed Josh Lowe to catch up with him, and they had a little contact there. Brandon got by with Vincent Tramontana, who was up front last week in Fuji. There's Christian Bishop going around the outside, turning into turn 1. Lap 3. This lap was the last lap they don't get DRS. So if Adam can stay close, if he can keep that gap less than a second, he will get the DRS advantage down the front straight and down that hill going into turn 1 next lap. But Christian is already on the run, and Josh Lowe is now caught up to Adam Novotny, and he is looking at the back of that car. Tight battle here, though. Christian is only a half a second away. Adam real close there. Josh also a half a second. We'll see if they're close enough where they are and who gets the DRS. Brandon Dooley also right behind Josh. It's real close there. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And 5th are all right together, all within a second of each other at the moment. See how that plays out. when they come down the front stretch, those wings are going to open up, and that's going to give everyone the advantage except for Christian, unless Christian can get farther ahead. There's the stripe, so they will get DRS. It is active. He is within a second. The wing open as they come down the front straight. It looks, though, that Josh Lowe has the advantage with the downforce. There they go side by side. Adam hangs onto the outside. Josh makes the pass, but Adam with the undercut, the over and under, gets the position right back and keeps it going there in P3. Wow, well, that was an excellent little corner there. One first and second corner from the two top contenders. Now Morgan, with his medium tires, is on his horse and going. He is 1.3 seconds ahead of second place Christian Bishop. Christian wanting to make up for last week with where he felt that he had a little disadvantage with his strategy. But interestingly enough, he's got the same strategy tonight, starting on the softs. We'll see when he switches over to the other tire. You can watch the gaps. You can see where these guys are. Let's get some lap times up there for you so you can see what's going on with that. We got the race on. Let's see, that was 7:44. I think I turned it on at that point. We got people hitting me up with messages, but they're not on the streams. I can't see them. So yeah, I think we're rocking and rolling now. You should be able to hear the race. They got it going through there. The cars are sometimes hard to hear when they're far away. So we'll see if that is a thing. I'll check on that for you, Christian or Chris. But Chris is busy racing. But the audio from the car should be out there. I know there was no voice from me. I know I did that wrong. Got that fixed. Let's see where we're at, and let's go through the field. It looks like we've had a change. Not quite yet. Where is Christian Bishop? Christian Bishop has gained the lead. While we were talking about audio, let's see if we can find it. Here it is down the front straight with DRS open, and there he goes. Christian Bishop goes past Morgan Teggy as they cross the line starting lap 5 for the lead. Let's go back to live. So Christian Bishop is out front. However, Morgan just 0.8 of a second back coming down the front straight, but did not get close enough to use DRS, so he did not get the gain. He did get a toe, but he did not get enough to get that DRS open. Morgan will be pushing hard to get that this lap, but as Morgan knows, he's running those medium tires. He's got to take care of them for quite a while. Oh, and a little bobble there from Christian as he comes around one of the S's there, turn 6, catches a curb and just about throws the car into the wall. Christian hanging on out front, just 0.6 of a second ahead of Morgan Teggy. Brandon Dooley has moved through the field now from 5th up to 3rd as we have lost Adam Novotny back to P8. So he has spun and dropped back in the field, but he will be gaining. He's very fast. He did last week. He had an incident on lap 1. So now we're on lap 6 of 27. I'm sure he'll be back up close to the front again. So we'll keep an eye on that. He's running the medium compound tires as well. Christian Bishop still out front. Now 0.8 of a second ahead of Morgan. We'll see if Morgan can get a little bit of DRS going down this front straight. There's the wing open. How much can he gain? Not that much. He just gained about 0.3 of a second. Not enough. But now he's on his bumper. Now he's right there, wing to wing. As we are on lap number 7 for the leaders. Now Landon back here with Josh. There's quite a little battle going. And Adam Novotny has already moved up into 7th place and is battling for more. He's got Kelly Bishop and Steve Banting in front of him. And he is on rails trying to get back up towards the front. Oh! As we have a car slowed, that is Chris Springer in the 56. Let's see if we can see what happened to Chris. Looks like he just loses it. Here he is coming around one of the corners, hits the bump. Oh, and that is turn 9 under the bridge. Just loses it. Gets it back under control and gets rolling again, but he does lose 3 positions. Tough break for Chris. Back to live action here. Let's go back up to the front. There's a lot going on here tonight. Things are changing rapidly. So we have to kind of keep our eyes peeled. The cars are very bunched together here. A lot of tight racing action all the way through the field. Chris Tramontana here gaining on Skylar Vickroy. Tartamella. Man, Tramontana's Vincent. This is Chris. Gaining. Oh, and that was Vincent. Speaking of Tramontana, I spoke his name and off he went. That was Vincent. Sorry, Vincent, for giving you the broadcaster's curse there. Let's see what happened to Vincent. I think he just kind of got off that corner and just lost it as he was coming around the start-finish line. Here he goes down the front straight through the chicane and onto the front stretch. Touches the grass just a little bit. And that's enough. And around she goes. Bad break. Bad break for Vincent. And let's see if we can get back up front. Let's go through the field. We've got Christian Bishop out on the points leader and current race leader. Christian Bishop with, I can even tell you the team names. That is going to be nice if I just memorized them all. Space Sheep Racing Team. In second spot, we've got Morgan Teggy, about a second and a half back. And Morgan is running with Rust Belt Racing. Third position, Brandon Dooley in the number 14 purple and green car with Harry Lama Racing, followed by Steve Banting in 4th in the 86. And the really beautiful purple and white car in quite a battle at the moment with Kelly Bishop and Adam Novotny. That is not going away. And that is Steve Banting in the 26. This shouldn't be that hard to find. Oh, he's 86. In the 86, that is Daewoo Racing Development. They're in the purple car. You know, if they could put the names on the cars, it'd be easier. But unfortunately, iRacing only allows you to put the AMG Mercedes names and logos on the cars. So that's the way that cookie crumbles. Let's see. Behind, in 5th position, 69 of Kelly Bishop. Teammates with our leader, and that is Space Sheep Racing, followed by Adam Novotny. Nope, not anymore. Chris Springer has gotten by. Chris Springer and Harry Lama Racing has gotten by for P6 ahead of Adam, pushing Adam back to P7. Adam running with Rust Belt Racing, teammates with Morgan up front. There he is. DRS Open coming down the straightaway. About a second behind Mr. Chris Springer. Bob Wallace in the 666. No Fox Gibbon Racing in 8th place, and Skylar Vickroy, his teammate. Whoa. As Chris Tramontana has an incident, turn 13. Let's see if we can pick that up. I think he just misses the braking point coming down into turn 13 here and goes off the track to the side. Doesn't quite make it. Doesn't hit anything. Keeps it back going again and off to the races. So Chris Tardamella, man, I'm terrible tonight. Chris T, we'll call it Chris T. We got Kelly Bishop hanging on here in the 5th position. Chris Springer right behind, and Adam Novotny in chase. Chris Springer with DRS. No DRS down the front straight this time. Everybody about a second apart. Kelly holding on there. So our leader, Christian Bishop, followed by Morgan Teggy, Brandon Dooley, Steve Banting, Kelly Bishop, Chris Springer. Here is Kelly Bishop, then Chris Springer, Adam Novotny, and Bob Wallace are in the top 8. We have 56. He's been kind of up and down the order tonight. Currently in 6th spot. Landon Paternos just makes a pass on Andrew Huddleston. Should be able to catch that. Oh no, that was, sorry about that. Sorry, my bad. He passed him somewhere else during the lap, and they just crossed the finish line and changed the order. That's how this works. With 16 drivers, I should be able to turn on live scoring, so I should be able to avoid that. We'll see the passes on the screen live on the upper standing screen, which might help. Everybody's running their first set. Now Josh Lowe has come in now. Josh Lowe is on the hard tires. He came in on lap 9 along with Chris Tardamella. Now Chris went from mediums to mediums, so Chris is going to have to go back in again for another pit stop. But Josh Lowe has switched to the hard tire, and he is planning on going to the end. That will be his pit stop. This is Josh here. He is on the whites. Let's see if it actually shows the whites. It does. So he is on the white hard compound tires to the end. Let's see how that works out for Josh. He is currently in the 10th position and no longer has to take any more pit stops. So if he can race clean, he'll make up that gap. Now the gap, as you can see down at the bottom right, his pit stop was 25 seconds from pit entrance to pit exit. And 25 seconds right now would put him up in the hunt for about 4th place. That being 15 seconds off the pace, and he's 40 seconds off the pace at the moment with his pit stop. So that should get him right back in the mix. He's probably planning on the long haul for that one. Landon Paternos up into P11, running the medium compound tire. Andrew Huddleston in P12. And it looks like Andrew's got some company. That might be, is that Todd Schwartz? No, I'm not even looking at Andrew Huddleston. I went up in the order instead of down. This is Skylar Vickery, and that is Josh Lowe in chase with those fresh tires. Those hard compounds are probably just coming in for him a couple laps in. 12 laps or 11 laps complete on Skylar's mediums. Probably starting to wear out. But, Christian's still going on those softs. We'll see how he does when he makes his pit stop. And see what he changes to, which compound he's going to go with. Josh has shown his hand. He went from softs to hards. As we watch him cruise around. Let's go down to Landon in the number 78. Landon in P11. About 2 seconds behind Skylar and about 5 seconds ahead of Andrew. Landon Paternos on, let's see if I can find him here, on Team VR Fosse with Jason Chess. Jason wasn't able to make it tonight. Landon out there sporting the flag for VR Fossey tonight. And in 11th place, Andrew Huddleston in 12th position. In the number 65, he is teammates with Theo Bishop, currently in P15. Nice looking aqua, marine, and gray paint. He goes off track just a little bit there in the as he goes through that was turn 9, the right-hander. 90-degree right-hander in the middle of all these corners. There's only one of them. It's a little odd looking. Vincent Tramontana had a little issue early on running on the whites, the harder tires, harder compound tires. He had an issue where he hit the grass on the front stretch. Was able to gather that back up after self-healing damage and get it going again. But the battle is not for the week tonight. There is quite a crowd gathering up between P4 to P8, looks like, or P7 looks like it's becoming a little bit of a bottleneck. Let's go up and watch that for a minute. Leading that group is Chris Springer, followed by Steve Banting in the 86. Then Kelly Bishop, Adam Novotny, and Christian Bishop has now come out of the pit lane. There it is. Christian Bishop has changed to the medium tire on lap 14. And this is the little glitch. It does show his tires as the soft tires, but he is on the medium tires. Fresh set of mediums for him. Adam Novotny trying to hold him off. That is for position. That is for 6th position right now. Adam is not going to want to give that up. Christian is he's going to want to get as quick as he can on his laps so he can make that undercut work. He's going to try to go as fast as he can and get in front of Tegi. As the drivers come across the start-finish line now, they're going to be coming across, and you'll see Christian Bishop's time, or his position, drop down into P7. P6, with Steve Banting taking a pit, jumping in the pit lane there on lap 14. He'll be coming out shortly. That'll change to 14. As Christian Bishop gets by Adam Novotny. That's for P5. And that puts Christian, who has already now had his pit stop, in P5. And the distance now, we'll have to watch that distance to the leader. 25 seconds looks like the time it takes to get your tire change. And we'll see where Brandon can go, where Morgan can go, Morgan and Brandon, and see if they can make those soft tires work. Morgan up front. The gap to Christian right now is only 19 seconds, so this looks like a big plus for Christian. Both cars right now are on the medium compound tire, but Morgan's tires are 16 laps in. 15 laps in, and he is going to have to keep that gap. Right now of 19 seconds, you can see on the top right, Christian Bishop in 6th position. 19 seconds the gap. He's actually in 5th now. To the leader, just 1 second behind his teammate, Kelly Bishop. And brother, Kelly Bishop. This is going to be interesting as Adam gets by Steve going out of the pits. Steve has made his pit stop. He's back in the pack a little bit. Bob Wallace now moves up into P7 with Chris Tartamella in the 44. He is a lap down. Chris has had some issues. Dropped down a lap. He has gone yellow on his tires, so he does need to come in and make another stop. But we will be watching that action throughout the race. So Steve Banting drops down to 9th with his pit stop. Skylar Vickery just comes in and makes his stop, and he goes down to P15. He's going with the white compound tire. Now this is an interesting one here. The 78 Landon It is only lap 16, and he has now switched to the soft compound tire, so he's got some confidence. He's got some confidence in that tire, expecting that to be able to be strong and go to the end. He has Theo behind him, about 0.6 of a second back. But with this new, fresh, soft compound tire, Landon will probably pull away pretty quickly, as the leader, who has not yet pit, is starting to catch the back of the field. Morgan now just 15 seconds behind Skylar and Theo, as he's still running on those soft compound tires. I need to put the lap times up there so we can see. It's going to take up some room on the screen, but I really think we need these up here. Let's see, so we can see what's going on. Yeah, Morgan's fastest lap so far is a 1:29.7, and his last lap was a 1:30. So he's still right there running really good times with those mediums. But what he has to watch out for is Christian Bishop has now run out on the soft compound tire, or the medium compound tire. Fresh set of tires for Christian, and he is putting down some quick laps. 1:29.5, got half a second. And here comes Morgan on lap 17, 10 to go. As he crosses the stripe, starts lap 18. He is going to come in and get some soft compound tires as we watch Theo pull out in front of him through the pit lane. And is this going to put Brandon on the point? It is. Brandon Dooley is now on the point of this race with a 13-second lead. I think Christian 26. Christian did get out in front of the 88. So the 88 of Morgan, currently right behind Kelly Bishop after his pit stop, just a half a second back. He now has the soft compound tire on, and Morgan's going to have to try to make those soft compound tires go 10 laps. And if he can do that and still get those good times out of him, he could catch Christian Bishop, who's currently 4 seconds ahead. As he's working hard to get by his teammate. There's a little team strategy there, as Kelly holding up Morgan. That little team order there, maybe to make it hard for Morgan to get by. He won't have much of a choice once they get to the long straight, or maybe here on this backside. Looks like Morgan's got a little bit of a draft. Going to go by to the side, and he'll have to dive into the corner. There he goes. He gets by Kelly Bishop. That is for position. That puts Morgan into P5. As now Morgan goes across the line, and that puts everything back in order, and that was actually P4. I still missed it. Brandon Dooley's still out front. He's running those medium compound tires, and Brandon is still rocking and rolling. The gap is closing, though. Christian is now just 12 seconds behind, and Brandon still has to make that pit stop. So we'll see how this plays out with just 8-9 more laps to go in the contest. This one's going by pretty fast. I didn't see any questions or pop-ups. I hope you guys can hear everything okay. Let me know if you can hear and everything's working right. Somebody said earlier they couldn't hear the cars very well. I know I had myself muted at the beginning of the broadcast, and I apologize for that 20 minutes of being muted. But we did get everything back up and running and going again. And I believe you guys can hear the cars and everything out there. Let me know if you can't. Unless you're driving, of course, then you really can't do that. But interesting. Just go ahead and pull over and let me know what's going on. Josh Lowe has switched to the hard tires. He is now running in the 129s or 131s with those hard compound tires, not keeping up with the laps of the leaders. Let's see, Morgan on his out lap last time. We'll see what he does as he comes around. crosses the line with a 1:28.3, the fastest lap of the race. Now just 3.1 seconds behind Christian Bishop. Now Christian has those medium compound tires like he did last week. And Brandon has gone in and switched to the softs. Brandon is back out on the racetrack, has come out in third position, right behind Todd Schwartz. Well, not right behind. 7 seconds behind Todd Schwartz and 10 seconds off Morgan. 13 off the lead. Now has the freshest soft tires on the circuit. We'll see how he does. As last lap, Morgan, his first full lap on the softs, ran the fastest lap of the race. We have most of the cars still on the lead lap, I think. Yeah, 12 cars, 12 drivers still on the lead lap. And just Chris Tartamella is only driver that has gone a lap down. He has now switched over to those red compound tires. Chris in the 44 car, still doing it, still going strong. You know, a lap down, an incident, hit the wall maybe. But I'll tell you what, you know, race fans, this is tough sledding. This car is one of the most advanced race cars, if not the most advanced race car in the world. And putting it in a simulator doesn't make it easy. You still have to know how to drive it, where to hit the brakes, how hard to hit the brakes, where your turn-in points are. Most of the issues are accelerating too quickly out of a corner or something like that. They don't have anti-lock brakes. They don't have traction control. They do have a battery boost that gives them up to 1,000 horsepower. And you really got to work. You know, you really got to work hard to make these things go around. Now, interesting development up front. Josh Lowe on those hard compound tires, now running in the 130s, has moved up to 4th position behind Brandon. He is still 12 seconds behind, and Brandon still has his work cut out for him if he's going to catch those leaders. But look at this gap up front. Between our leaders is now down to 2 seconds between Christian and Morgan. Morgan on those soft compounds ran another 1:28.8 last lap. He gained a full second on Christian Bishop running the 1:29.7. 9/10, almost 9/10 of a second, the difference there. But Christian is definitely holding his own, doing everything he can to stay out in front. And Morgan's going to do his best with those nice, soft, sticky, red, soft compound tires to see if he can catch. But Christian looks like he may have the better as the gap is growing and Christian is pulling away. He actually has the medium compounds. There's our glitch on the video. You can see Christian's car here showing red, but on the chart on the top right, it's showing in yellow. He is running the yellow compound, medium compound tires. Morgan gathered it back up, picked up that other half second back again, and is gaining. Does he have enough time? Next time by will be 5 to go as they cross the stripe in about a minute. I'm going to take a moment as we're watching the action here to shout out our sponsors. Stair Fittings Incorporated, one of the sponsors here for Bigg Wizurd TV. Orders.stairfittings.com. You can check out all the inventory out there. Orders.stairfittings.com. It's on your screen. These guys take care of us at Bigg Wizurd TV. They help us run everything, keep everything going, and make it possible for me to be here talking to you guys. Appreciate them. If you need anything for your stairs, go to the website, call them up, tell them Bigg Wizurd sent you. Karen will take care of you. She is one of the best. Grandpa'sKitchen.com. Grandpa's Kitchen, makers of gluten-free products, and they are incredible. Grandpa'sKitchen.com. You can get a 10% discount off everything online with the discount code Bigg Wizurd TV. That's BWTV is your discount code. 10% off gluten-free products. They have flours, they have baking mixes, they have recipes, they have ideas, they have tons of stuff out there for you. They know gluten-free because they are gluten-free. These guys are awesome. I know them. I know them well. I've eaten the products. The flour, you cannot tell the difference. It tastes great. I've had it in cookies, brownies, muffins, anything, you name it, I've had it. Good stuff. grandpaskitchen.com, 10% off with the discount code BWTV. And back to the action. We've got Christian Bishop out front by just 1.3 seconds with only 4 laps to go this time by. They are cruising. Morgan trying to close that gap. Morgan's running on the softs and Christian running on those hard tires. The gap now 1.5 seconds. And we'll see if he can make it happen. This battle in the middle has not stopped. Josh Lowe still trying to gain 0.6 of a second behind Chris Springer, trying to gain that extra spot. Josh running on those hard compound tires. Chris on the softs. I think Chris has the advantage here, and here comes Kelly Bishop also on the softs, trying to give chase here to Josh Lowe. This is for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Quite the battle going on here. Now Brandon pretty much by himself right now in 3rd. He's got 11 seconds to the next guy in front of him. That's Morgan in 2nd. And then 16 seconds back to Chris Springer. So he is really rolling. P3 right now for Brandon Dooley. And only 4 laps to go as we click across start lap 24. And this is coming to a close. Let's see what we got going on up front. As Morgan now 1 second back. Still trying to gain. He's not quite in DRS. He's 1.1. And they're coming across. Let's see, they're hitting the hairpin now. So he's got a little ways if he can gain. Oh, little slide, trying to get that traction going. Those soft compound tires are probably wearing out. Christian with a 1.3 second lead over Morgan. And boy, this is a good battle right here. This one takes in every aspect of Formula One racing. You've got your pit strategies, your tire compound strategies, lap traffic, everything that can be in play is in play. Christian catching up to Vincent Tramontana here, and he is going to probably be part of the factor here as Christian's going to catch him as they come down this front stretch. He does have DRS, so that will actually give him a boost as he goes by. Vincent pulls over, lets him go, but man, Christian with that DRS is really going to help. Morgan did not get it. Morgan will be chasing Vincent around this lap. That could hurt Morgan's time and let Christian get away. There's only 3 laps left. Will he have enough time to get by the lap traffic and catch up with the leader? I'm pretty sure Vincent will just let him go, and he did. Vincent already did let him go by. Quite the sportsman, Vincent, letting these guys battle it out. Morgan has his work cut out for him. 1.5 seconds the gap, and 2 laps left in the contest after they crossed the line this time by. Down into the hairpin again they go. We'll see if Morgan gets that advantage or if he spins again trying to get on the gas. It looks much smoother this time, but still falling back, not able to close it in. He's 1.8 seconds. As Christian looks like he might have this one. We'll see if he can hang on to the end. He's got a couple more perfect laps to do to make it work. Morgan is not going to give up, and he is not going to make a mistake. So we are watching this one right here close. We'll stay here at the front at the action. There have been a couple changes throughout the field. Adam Novotny still battling with Josh Lowe. Those guys are back there in P5, P6, and 7. There's battles all over the place as these guys cross the line. 1.6 the gap as they cross the line this time. Still no DRS for Morgan. Still not there. So Morgan's really wishing he had something there to help him gain that extra couple of tenths. He's down to 1.3 as they dive into turn 1. But Christian just pulls that gap away again and gets the lead, holds on to that lead. 2 to go. We're on lap 26 of 27, and we're just about there. We've almost completed this race schedule tonight as Christian goes a little bit wide, but not wide enough to cause too much of a problem. Here they are in the hairpin. A little bit of a lockup on that left rear from Christian, but it does not phase him. Morgan's still 1.5 back. The view from Morgan's car. 1.6 seconds the gap up there ahead. You can barely see Christian's car in the distance. He's doing everything he can. He's got the foot on the floor, 7th gear. Hoping for any slip up at all from our leader. Here's the view from Christian's car, looking backwards. As he dives into turn 1, you can see Morgan still a second and a half back, not able to close that gap. We are on the white flag lap. This is the final lap of the race. Christian out in front, 1.5 seconds ahead. Morgan Teggy trying what he can, trying to close that gap. The soft tires, I believe, have worn out. They got him close, but I don't know if they're going to get him close enough. He's going to try it. He is gaining now. He's got 1.1 now, the gap. If he can get a little bit more, he'll have that DRS advantage going down the front stretch, but they are just into the hairpin now. He's within the 1 second. We've got a car spun in front of him. That was Chris Tartamella. He stayed out of the way. Let the leaders go by. Morgan 1.0. He's still going to be just over that mark. He's got to gain a little bit more. The perfect corner could do it. Now 0.8 seconds. He's going to need everything he's got. And that, I don't know if that DRS is going to be enough. Even if he has that open, he may not have enough unless Christian makes any kind of mistake at all. Morgan's going to dive into this last corner as deep as he possibly can. Get the gain. Get the advantage down to 0.8. Had it 0.7 there for a second. Coming around, DRS is open. Christian Bishop crosses the line as the winner of the Suzuka Grand Prix of Procraft Racing. Procraft Formula 1. Wow, what a race. Great run for Christian. Great run for Morgan. Both of them working their tails off there to get that. Brandon Dooley comes in P3. Nice run for Brandon. His teammate, Chris, coming around through the chicane now. Kelly Bishop in tow, teammate of the winner. So Chris Springer, Kelly Bishop coming through. Josh Lowe still battling out with Adam Novotny. Adam trying as they come out of the chicane. Comes alongside. Not enough. Josh holds him off for P6. Adam with a P7 finish. That was a good one. And Bob Wallace in 8th in the 666, coming around the hairpin or the chicane now and down the front stretch. We have Landon Paternos in 9th with Steve Banting only a second behind, but not close enough, Steve, for that one. And that is the field. Got Skylar Vickroy still coming around. He will finish off the last of the cars to cross the start-finish line. And this one is in the books. Congratulations to Christian Bishop, our winner, Morgan Teggy, Brandon Dooley for the top 3. They usually line them up on the front stretch. Let's jump into the broadcast booth over on, see if I can find it. I gotta unmute myself then. So we can have these guys pop in and talk to us in the broadcast booth post-race. Top 3 should be down and jumping in the booth, I think, is what we're going to do. Let's go find Christian and see what the plan is. They're coming around now, getting lined up. Hey, Christian, this is Ron in the broadcast booth. How's it going?
It's pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
How was the show?
I'm doing pretty good, but maybe not as good as you. That was.
Yeah, I fully expected him to get me on that one.
Oh man, that was crazy. That was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, I just turned my relative off and put my head down and was like, I'm just gonna literally look at the road and just pump in the fastest laps I can, and then I think I put in my fastest laps.
You did really well at the end. You were still running the 29s in the end, and he was running 28s trying to run you down, but he didn't have enough time. He got within 0.7 seconds of you there at the end, but not enough. So great race, good job. Where were we supposed to meet? I don't remember where we said. If you want me down,
meeting room is where I'm sending people, I think.
In the waiting room? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll catch you guys down in the booth. Wait, where am I? Where am I? I'm trying to go somewhere. Hey, Brandon, how's it going?
Hey, hit the shuffling of lobbies here.
Yeah, I was trying to get down and my screen was too small. I've had quite the audio challenge tonight. It's been, I was ranting and raving, man. I was having a good old time.
I saw you flailing your arms around.
Oh yeah, I was having a good time. I was doing the whole Italian race announcing.
Had 3 headsets on, and I'm like, I'm not hearing anything but cars. So I'm gonna make a comment, and hopefully he sees the comment before I jump right back out until you get in the race. So
that was hilarious. That was awesome. Well,
glad I checked. I usually don't do that.
Yeah, and I turned it off early because I don't like having my voice on when it's doing the background play out of the little intros thing. So, yeah, I missed that. A good 20 minutes there at the beginning. You'll see me, wailing along and not hearing me at all. So it was perfect. It's perfect. But you can cut that part out if you want. Just jump up to about 20 minutes in the broadcast. You'll be fine.
The cars sound great.
Yeah, the cars were up there. So at first I didn't have those turned on, and Chris mentioned that, but I knew that. I was about to turn them on. But man, that was an incredible strategy race. It was great. It was so fun to watch. It was, Christian, I'll tell you, in the beginning of the race, when we started off, you started off on softs again, like last week. And you went about a third of the way, like you did last week. You came in and got your mediums on. And Morgan was to the races, man. He was gone. And I was thinking, Morgan's on the soft. But then I looked at the gap, and the gap was 19 seconds. I'm like, all right, he's 19-second gap. Maybe it'll work for him this time. But
yeah, he unfortunately pit right as I hit clean air. Like, I had passed all the traffic that I put myself behind, and then I hit clean air, and I hear the leader's pitting now, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, that was a great battle. Morgan, you were clear in a way. You were gone in the beginning. No one was anywhere near you. The softs, the medium tires worked great. But I wonder if maybe you came in a lap or two early on the tire change and lost that grip at the end. What do you think on the strategy call there?
Soft grip at the end was decent. I think my issue was I lost it on the mediums because I lost confidence in the rear end sticking, so I was lifting in places I hadn't normally been lifting, and I did not regain the confidence in them until like 2 or 3 laps before pitting, and by that point, I just given up too much time. There was no getting that back.
Yeah, he was about 17 seconds behind when you came in, and I looked at the pit times were about 23, 24 seconds. So, there was not a whole lot.
They're not that quick when you overshoot your box either. So you lose about 2 to 3 seconds if you do that.
That's from P3
I don't know
on the podium.
I don't know who would do that, but I'm pretty sure P3 did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll check the replay on P3's.
We can go check the film on that one.
Yeah, we'll check the replay on P3's pit stop there.
And I come in 4th gear, and I'm thinking, okay, 1 click will get me back, or 2 clicks through neutral into reverse will get me there, and it only put me into 2nd. So then I went further away, and then
that was
all
great.
Good. Those guys, I would have never caught them. Got lucky with a few things happening up front, so
nice.
Between me and them, I was never going to catch them. They were hauling the mail tonight.
Yeah, they had some good lap times. Now Morgan P2 tonight had the fastest lap of the race with a 1:28.3. Once you got those soft stickies on, man, you were gone. but you still didn't have enough to gain to catch Christian, who threw all caution to the wind and ran those mediums like they were no tomorrow. So.
Yeah, it's he ran a clean race, man. I can't be mad at that. I did what I could, and let's see what happens next race.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually so close. It could have been a 1 DRS activation was the difference. Like, legitimately. You
came around with Vincent Tramontana.
Yes. That's what I was telling Morgan in the race session. I was like, I got DRS once, and I think that was it. I even said it as I was approaching Vincent. I was like, "Oh my god, if I can get DRS here, this might be enough." And it was just barely enough by the absolute skin of my teeth.
Yeah, it puts you down about 1.4 seconds after that DRS, and he was almost catching you at that point. And then Vincent let him by through the S's, so he didn't have a chance to use Vincent for DRS. Didn't get to repay the favor. So now Adam Novotny shows up with a front row start. I don't know what happened to him. I tried to find it, but I don't know what happened to him. Finished P7. Is he in here?
He is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, just not fast tonight.
Not fast. You were quick though. We're starting up on the front.
Yeah, my quality times were good, but my race was bad.
Yeah. Well, it was good watching you guys. You guys had a really good battle. Josh, you were battling with Adam quite a while. You managed to sneak ahead of him there, or stay ahead of him just by the closest of margins at the line. It was a great finish.
Yeah, in fact, I would say, sorry to Adam, I think we made some contact when we were both trying to fight. Who was it? Maybe, was it Chris or Brendan?
It was me. I think I came in around you guys, and then I kind of got by both, and then I saw spins, and I wasn't sure without seeing the replay, and I didn't feel myself get hit, so I really had no idea what happened or if I was any kind of cause of that. And
no, I think I was trying to be opportunistic, because as soon as you passed Adam, I tried to sneak by as well, and I think Adam may not have seen me on the inside. And I probably shouldn't have stuck my nose in there either. So, so we both made.
I think the corner tonight was the hairpin. Turn.
Yeah,
turn
it was
10.
a spoon.
Yeah,
spoon,
the spoon is the double apexer that comes onto the backstretch.
Yeah, that's where we hit.
That one is really hard, because you come in so fast and you just want to bleed just enough speed, but also not kill yourself at the same time.
Yeah,
it's a very fine line.
We did have a couple guys go off there. Most people managed to keep it under control in that spot.
But, what was interesting was after that I went in pit for hards, because it was lap 8 or 9 or something like that, and I actually managed to undercut up to P4, but I couldn't hold it, because it was by then it was 20 lap old hards against fresh softs.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's what happened to me last week, because I was on these ragged yellows, and Brandon chased me down with those new softs, and there's just nothing you could do at a certain point, on the harder tire that's also way older.
Yeah.
And the guy coming up behind and then eventually gets DRS plus fresher tires. And
yeah, as soon as they get in DRS range, you're doomed.
Yep. Good race tonight, though, guys. I hope you guys liked after the first 20 minutes of silence. I hope you liked the rest of the broadcast. Still can't believe I did that, but thanks for Brandon for picking it up.
I'm sure it's great as always.
Sorry about the rolling starts, gentlemen. Also, we will get that right next week.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No worries.
It's always fun. You learn things and you break them again. And
we just imagined that we had a safety car start, because the 4 people that made up the rest of the 20 cars had crashed. So it was just a safety car start.
At that point, I was hoping we would finish under the safety.
Yeah, but that would have only been half points.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hey-o.
I'll take half points from P3.
Half points, full snow
or
cone.
P4, whatever that was I started.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it's been great having you here after the race. Awesome action out there. It was great to watch. After about a third of the way through, I couldn't even keep up with it all. So you guys put on quite a show. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're getting so many cars regularly. It's just it must be a lot.
Yeah, there was just so much going on. Trying to follow it through the field was nearly impossible. After about 2/3 race, I just stuck to the leaders and went back occasionally when I saw something. But it's tough to keep track of 16. You guys had 16 cars out on the grid, and
yeah,
it was really solid. So nice race.
Oh, we appreciate the broadcast, man.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
We are lucky.
You need to get your buddy Todd to get in the booth with you.
Man, I've been talking to him. He loves this stuff. He really does. I don't know if you guys know, but he sings in the Tabernacle Choir on Temple Square. And that's his second kind of love, right? I mean, he sings, and he's awesome. I mean, he's incredible. But he has that announcer voice, and I'm like, man, you gotta come announce with me on Thursday nights. He's like, Thursday nights is choir practice. Every Thursday night. I was like, dude.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just thinking you could have both of your rigs up and running the thing, so you could kind of get.
Oh yeah,
Somebody could be kind of rewinding and finding something to feed it more information or
that'd be
something
awesome.
like that, just to help pinpoint stuff. But
I imagine there's so much work to do as a single person trying to do.
Oh man, it'd have to be stressful.
I figured out how to do a little rewind screen that seems to work pretty good. Hit the replay button and it lets me get time to back things up and find them. So I think it's a 10-second button, and I can end it quicker if I have the video. So it's. I
like the little mini map that you have, because when you watch it, I don't know if you see it live, but you see like a bunch of numbers together. That's when you know something's happening.
And I think there's also highlights when things happen, like position changes. The little dots get highlighted or something.
Well, not on the map. I can't. I mean, I can. I
just
on the see the group, and I usually go there when I see a pile.
Yeah. Well, on the top right, you see the names move when positions change.
Right, but I need to get the position changes live. When you guys had 20+ drivers, I had to put that to not live, and I can switch it back.
I guess it's monitoring the relatives between the drivers, and if it's like less than, I don't know, 2/10, then you're like, okay, something's going on.
Right, but I can only usually see about 6 guys on the relatives, so I'm going to switch back to live positions and hope we don't have 25 guys next week. So it does, because what happens with live positions is it drops cars off after you get like to 18. It'll actually drop them off the standings, so it shows the wrong guy in the lead.
You need to set it in your iRacing settings to load more cars to match.
Okay,
and it won't do that.
I think you can also set a different setting for replay versus like in-car, so you don't have to change your in-car settings and mess with your performance. You can just set it to higher when you're in a replay and when you're out of the car.
Yeah, I'll play with it. But I appreciate that.
I think it's under graphic max cars. It's like you can type 25 or 24.
If somebody wanted to pick me up a 4090, to help me out, I'd be okay with that.
Hey, Stair Fittings isn't sponsoring that one?
Yeah, well, hey, Stair Fittings got me through it last time when we were in pandemic and my 980 blew up. Right in the middle of pandemic, $700 for a 1660 Super.
Wow.
Yeah, no kidding. For that card, $700. I was super happy they bought it for me, and that's what I'm running on now. So I'll get there. We need to get some cool, big logoed sponsors on that big panel behind me, so I can, get some money from them. Maybe Nvidia will buy me something.
Get you a big Procraft banner.
Something.
You need to get old JNR Craftworks to print you up something, LED backlit, some plexiglass laser engraved something.
But I don't think JNR Craftworks is going to spring for even a 3060 Ti, so we'll see.
Well, if he knows what's good for him, he should.
And it was a great race, guys. Again, thanks for being in the booth with me here after the race. Appreciate the awesome racing. And as always, from Bigg Wizurd TV, this is Ron saying, be safe out there. Don't race on the road. Race on the track. If you don't have a track, race with us. iRacing.com. Join us on Thursday nights. Have a good night, everybody.
2leagues.com.
2leagues.com. Good night, all.